Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you have had a great week. Today, I've been contemplating my 10-minute art tips for a few days now because it's kind of an exciting topic. I received a newsletter from Robert Gann. He has a twice weekly newsletter that he mails out free to artists, so it's a really good resource for all artists to take advantage of this wealth of knowledge. So I do recommend you sign up for that. Go to his website and you can sign up. In his most recent one, I believe it came out on Thursday or Friday of last week, it was talking about how many artists really hit their stride in their later life after midlife. They get to be the most prolific of their whole careers after the age of 50. Robert Gann referred to Monet and how he bought his property in Giverny at age 50. And that's where he did all of his famous water lily paintings were all done right there. And Georgia O'Keeffe bought her famous Ghost Ranch at age 50 and did her most prolific, most exciting, according to her, her most favorite prized mountain paintings were done while there. She went into abstraction at that age of her life. And I think from my personal experience, even, I'm finding that I am a lot more relaxed. I talk often in my 10-minute tips about the importance of being still and being able to contemplate and having less distractions to interfere with your daily art process. Those are all important, and it's really hard to do those things when you are younger and when you've got kids or jobs and full-time careers and things that you really got to attend to, and you're paying mortgages and bills. Now that whole part of things are a little calmer for me, and it is for a lot of my students that are newly retired. They've got less to think about as far as, all those things that you worry about when you're young. As you get to this stage in life, I am in my last year of my 40s right now, and I'm looking forward to my 50s. I look at my mentor, Keith, who was the most prolific of his entire career, was at age 70. He had been married to his same wife, Arlene, for many years. They had built a wonderful life together. They weren't worrying about mortgages, and his paintings were selling for the first time in his whole career. And he was painting every day. He, was so prolific. Paint was coming out, and he was doing his best work in his 70s. And that gives us all hope, doesn't it? And the majority of artists, Emily Carr did her best work in her later life. Prior to that, she had a tremendous financial difficulties, and the group of seven discovered her when she, I think, was in her 40s or 50s. And she did her best work when she was not busy, renting places and being caretakers and trying to make ends meet. It makes it a lot easier to focus on art when you're not under tremendous stress. So these are all things that are really important to keep in mind when you have time to contemplate. And when I think also big part of art is having knowledge of art, knowing the rules of fine art, composition, all of that, line, value, color, and shape. Very important. And at the other side of the coin, you also have experience that you want to express. You know what is important to you at this stage. So I can't wait for my 50s and 60s. They're going to be good. I'm going to be productive. I have learned a lot from teaching the last 10 years. That has been very valuable experience for me. And the more I teach, the more I learn about my own art and the more I learn about myself. When I first started teaching, I love teaching kids because I have a great connection with kids. I love working with kids. They're so much fun. And I did 6 weeks teaching at the alternate school, which was amazing, working with at-risk youth. They were awesome, and I had such fun, and it was neat to be able to connect with those youth at a different level and at a art is a bond that kind of you can connect with without really talking or teaching. You can just connect in that other space. And it was one of the highlights of my career, working with those kids, those youth. And I hope they are all doing really, really well wherever they are in the world and pursuing great things, I'm hoping. And I hope they remember those days of teaching, of painting together. But the last few years, I've been working primarily with seniors, new senior citizens, let's say young seniors, newly retired, maybe I should say, because a lot of my students are 60-ish. And it has been a blast. I love working with an older crew because they do have more time available for painting. They do show up week after week. They do put the time in. They do put the theory in. They do really focus on their art. And yeah, they travel and they have things to do. They've got grandkids and they've got busy lives as well. They go biking, they golf. Their stress, obviously, in everyone's life. But I am loving working with the 50 plus crowd. They say that you have to find your market, find your tribe, find who your customer base is. That's who they are for me. So if you're listening to this, maybe it's time for you to take an art lesson, because I'm telling you, we have a blast. And this is amazing time together. I am just in the process of setting up an online art course that will be launched in the fall. I haven't even got it on the website. Nothing's been put out to the public yet. But my online art course in the fall is going to be aimed primarily at this target market. I want everybody to be able to paint. And I know that there are some of my students that are in their late 70s and they're not necessarily in Zoom or technically proficient. So this course is going to be for you. And I love teaching kids, as I said, but hey, I want to work with people who are genuinely devoted to art and who really want to learn something and have a bit of time to spend with their paintbrush in their hands. So this course I'm launching will be sent directly to your email. It'll be a 6-week course, and I'm going to be having lectures, exercises, recommendations. Everything will put into email format and sent directly to your inbox. So stay posted for news on that. Like I said, it hasn't even been announced really officially yet. And I don't know what I'm even charging for the course. It's all new, but I'm very excited about it because I want it to be accessible to everyone, no matter what your computer skills are. This is for you if you want to learn to paint. And I'm going to connect you with other students, and it's going to be an awesome experience. So stay tuned for that. I love working with students who love to paint. Okay, so just remember that. And I also want to talk to you about Iris Atfill. Do you know she's like 101? And she is still designing costume jewelry. She got a modeling gig when she was 98. Yeah. So the best is yet to come. I have got so much to do in the next couple of decades, maybe 3 decades. Who knows how long we've got, but we're going to make the most of it for sure. Life is full of surprises, and I can't wait to see what's coming down the pipeline. I'm going to do a lot of great paintings. I can see it now. Things are happening, and I hope you are too. What are you going to paint in the next decade of your life? Have you thought about that? Oh, I don't know. This has just been such a fun ride this last few years with my group of painters that come to my classes every Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We have an absolute blast together. I wonder how many of us will still be alive at 101. Can you imagine what we could be doing at age 101? I hope I'm still painting if I'm still going then. Sounds fun to me. Sounds like a lot of fun. So keep your brush moving. That's number 1. And number 2, if you're not painting, do something art related every single day. Don't forget. That's going to be I'm going to keep drilling that into your head every Monday. Keep doing something art related every single day. That's how we get where we need to be. Yay, less distractions, right? We know what's important to us. We got our priorities. All right, that's my tips for today. So keep your art on. That sounded really bad. I hope you didn't mishear that. Keep art going. Keep the art going. Hi, Wendy. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going to catch you all again next week. Let me know what you're painting. And stay tuned for more details on my online art course. They'll be coming at you soon. And I hope you'll join us all. It's going to be so fun. I can't hardly wait. I'm really stoked about that one. Okay, have a good week. Catch you then. Bye.